Share new innovations with us.
Learn innovation. Enjoy knowledge. Know new trends.
Welcome everyone to PSU Hajaitu Global Business. สวัสดีค่ะ My name is อาจารย์นานะ
My name is Ajahn Arno.
สวัสดีครับ My name is อาจารย์เกมครับ
And yes, I am Bam Kunlagan Mewes.
This is gonna be our special guest ค่ะอาจารย์บาม
Hello.
Anyway, we will have a full introductions about Ajahn Bam and also having a dialogue about SME series with Ajahn Kim again at our part 3 นะคะ So before we start, as usual, we have to know what's happening with our faculty from the past month นะคะ Let's start with, actually we have so many events, so I'm just gonna wrap up with several important events that we should proud of นะคะ First thing first, something to do with the achievement of our faculty member. At this time is our supporting staff, which is talking about the Scholar proficiency level นะคะ We have พี่เป้นนะคะพี่เป้นคุณทิพวรรณปิ่นทองพันธ์นะคะรักษาการหัวหน้างานเทคโนโลยีและนวัตกรรมการจัดการเรียนรู้นะคะ She actually received a position that higher right now called as a proficiency level นักวิชาการอุดมศึกษาระดับชำนาญการ Congratulations to พี่เป้นของเราค่ะ Very proud of her. She made it this year, and we are so concerned as well about all the support staff because they must have the improvement and their competence to support our students due to AUN, not due to AUNQA. Also, really concerns about every supporting services for the student. Not only academic staff have to improve ourselves, but also support staff too. นะคะ So Big Bang is a good example of all of the supporting staff ค่ะ Okay, let's move to another news นะคะ The news, this one is talking about something to do with the สานใจอันนี้กิจกรรมเนาะสานใจ because our semester just started, everyone. Our episode now fall into earlier semester now นะคะ So we actually so thrilled when we opened the gate for welcoming back the student to the campus ใช่ไหมคะ everybody? We are also concerned about the, how the COVID caused the big changes to our life, to our students, to our lecturers นะคะ We have a lot of the adaptations นะคะ but our activities never stop because our faculty นะคะ have the measurement, a good measurement and very well systematic way to protect our student in each of the activities. So we are convinced and very confident every activities that we organize, we want to make sure that we protect our student and ourselves too นะคะ So กิจกรรมสานใจเนาะ we also still continue on, although it's on site, we also have online. So as you can see that we have like a hybrid event going on, like more and more, also including one white crew that just happened นะคะ We also have that on site. We have number of students very freshy that everyone faces like so fresh to see each other, so excited to see each other นะคะ And in one white crew we also have a competition flower pan. Oh, ชื่นใจมาก very fresh for us as well when we see an actual flower pan, no? Because we didn't see for like a year. I think we skipped 1 year for one white crew, no? And this year we see ชื่นใจจริงๆ and very beautiful because everybody put so much effort and the competition is really hard for the judges to make the decision as well นะคะ we also have many other events as well now for the student, both on site and on campus. But nonetheless, we also have another event called marathon นะคะ But this time is only half marathon because of course due to the situation, the limited yeah, the restriction as well. So we actually have only half marathon. Marathon always organized with our FMS alumni, เนาะ ใจดีมากเลย that they actually organize this event to generate the income and support our current student. That's the main goal ค่ะ so we have to really thankful for our alumni association นะคะ for faculty of management science alumni association นะคะ. And you guys know what? Actually, marathon for those runners that they're very excited because they can run, they can see each other, and they can run without marks as well. ใช่ไหม Banana? They can run, and you know, when they run, they don't run compete each other in the marathon. They run with the distance. ใช่ไหมคะ ใช่ไหมจันบาม จันบาม ever run marathon before?
Well, not really. but I believe that they run for fun, right? Do you mean in that way?
Yeah, usually the marathon, the income, I mean like the registration fee and everything, mostly they even organize this for like a charity or something like that. So this is good way for FMS keep doing this every year. It's like our flagship event as well.
It almost feels like everything is truly coming back to normal, isn't it? Students being back, us being able to host these marathon events, white crew, and so forth. It's almost like it's gone back to the time before COVID.
That's right. That's right. And also for today, this is probably I can share for the last news. We also have the MOU signing ceremony. Maybe Ajahn Kim can share to us a little bit about it.
Oh, yes. Just this morning for this event that we have a ceremony for MOU between our faculty and Bangkok Hat Yai Hospital from the BDMS network. Okay, this MOU is about will or work integrated learning and all other academic activities. So most of the academic activities that gonna occur in FMS from now on, we can invite and do some collaboration with the real practitioner from the Bangkok hospital. The administrative team agreed to send their staff to join our class, or if they want to like finding some information about the research, so they can join the research class and to be a very good case for our student too. And moreover, we can say that this collaboration can lead to a very, how can I say, positive development for our faculty too, because the benefit not just only for students, it's for our staff, for example, our lecturer too. So if like we want to do some like integrated job with the Bangkok Hat Yai Hospital, so we can offer our proposal and to get them to join our project. Okay, so I think that it's gonna be a very good opportunities for both our staff and our students too.
Very excited. This is a great initiative that the faculties actually start having the cooperations with the hospital too. And I think the cooperative education department done pretty good job so far because of since previous episode we have Ajahn Jack as well. Yeah.
Right.
We also done the another MOU. I think there are so many MOU with the key industries out there that helping our students to prepare for the career ready. This is great thing, Ajahn Game. I think it's gonna be useful and benefit for our students and also faculty members, as you just said. Excellent.
Right.
Congratulations with the MOU today.
That's good.
So that would be the good one of just some example only for the news that we have done from the past month. We actually have about 1,000 news actually post it up on our Facebook. So please follow our Facebook fan page at Faculty of Management Science if you want to read more news and follow our movements, what we have done for students and for our all stakeholders actually. Feel free to click like on our Facebook as well. And we not only have Facebook, we have a website www.fms.psu.ac.th, and also we have LinkedIn. Ajahn Arno, right? Ajahn Arno taking care of LinkedIn at the moment. We want to make sure we reach the international stakeholders too. So even now, some of the students already start having their own LinkedIn profile. So this is what we try to encourage our students to engage themselves and have their CV online with LinkedIn. All right, that would be about it for the first part, talking about happening with our Faculty of Management Science. Next will be vocabularies with Ajahn Arno.
Vocabulary list.
Yeah. All right. So welcome back to part 2 of the program. As per usual, we'll be going through vocabularies and phrases, and this time they will be related to entrepreneurial spirit, which is our main topic for today's session. So as with previous sessions, I will be going through the words, their definitions, and then I'll have the other lecturers in our session give us their opinion and also their understanding of those words. So let's get into the first word. First word we have today is motivation. Motivation, the willingness to achieve something or something that causes such willingness. So Ajahn Nana, when you hear the word motivation, what comes to mind?
Motivation is a really strong word for many people. Okay, I think the benefits of motivations, especially at workplace, is to increase the productivity. You have motivation, you have productivity. You foster innovations and also create satisfaction for the employees as well. So keep your staff motivated at all times would be the best thing ever for the leader to do.
How do we do that? How do we keep them motivated?
Okay, Ajahn Kem, can you please tell us how do we do that?
It's a very tough question. In order to motivate people, in my opinion, no, we need to use like a XY theory, right, Ajahn Bam?
Yeah, it's actually yeah.
So, but I'm not sure now if I'm explain incorrectly, so you can correct my explanation, because for XY theory they gonna believe that people gonna be negative or the positive style, right? So in order to motivate people, we can choose in both ways too, to motivate by push them to do something more with the positive rewards or positive incentive. Or in the other ways, if we assume that our people quite lazy, that quite negative, okay, so we're gonna do some punishment them in order to encourage them to do the job. So it depends on what kinds of organization style that you are, so you can choose. But nowadays, my belief, I believe that most of people want to work and have a good work too. However, it depends on how boss supervise them. I'm not sure that I explained it correctly, Ajahn Bam.
Yeah. I think you mean using the positive reinforcement, right? When the leaders become positive, definitely it's sending some message to the employees, with I mean directly and indirectly. Because when they come into work, it's not only they come with only their body, right? They need to come with their body, mind, and soul. So they need to be ready to start working. Yeah. So using the maybe positive reinforcement is somehow it's working, and I believe so too. Since I have 2 kids, I use the positive reinforcement all the time, and and it's working, and I get to listen to them. The things I get to listen to them, and I get to know, how they actually want. So if I listen, and then I know what they want, then I use the reaction back as a positive, and whatever I actually want from them, they do for me, so those kind of things it's about psychology a little bit,
Right.
but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, and for motivation, when we talk about motivation, we think of one guy that's very popular. What the name of those guys that get into your mind for now if we talk about motivation?
You mean the person that can motivate us?
Yeah,
or the popular persons,
or the theorist, the professor, the very popular one, and every student in business need to learn his theory. Start with A. Abraham Maslow.
Okay, Maslow.
Yeah,
Maslow
hierarchy of needs by Maslow. That every student need to learn about the hierarchy of needs. That is a very fundamental or basic knowledge for every motivation theory.
It is. And I think many researchers, they use his theory as a foundation, into searching for more.
Yeah.
It's like I think many students, they're probably learning by now in some management, and also actually in psychology, where I'm gonna teach for BBA program too. It's part of it. The needs for yourself, actually start in the beginning. What you need, become how it can motivate you. The more you need, the more you actually try to work harder on that.
Right. And nowadays, most of business try to satisfy self-actualization needs, right? Because for the basic need, we assume that most of people already satisfied, but the best one that we can guarantee or we can differentiate our business from others is how we can make our customer feel that they already fulfill their self-actualization.
Oh, it's our link to SME.
100%.
And it's linked to the topic today as well.
Right.
Yeah, motivation is a good word.
Okay, that's all about the motivation.
great initial discussions on the first word that we had for today, and I kind of had an idea that was going to happen anyway. So yeah, all right, let's move on to the second word: leadership, the ability to motivate and influence individuals and groups to accomplish important goals. So Ajahn Game, when you think of the word leadership, what comes to mind?
Oh, when talk about leadership, the thing that come into my mind is how can I say, the follower, they can work or they cannot work depends on the leaders and depends on the leadership of the leader. Okay, so we can see that most of SME for now, they cannot further their business because of the leadership style that quite weird and make their employee how can they say, if you use the incorrect word, you can correct it. They betray the organization, like they're gonna quit or they prefer to find another job or the new job. So those organizations cannot continue their business. So the leadership is very important for all businessmen. That you need to show that you ready to lead your team member to the success and achieve the business goal.
100%. That's a great answer. Thank you very much, Game. All right, next word. What do we have? Next word we have influence. Influence enables or allows a person to affect the actions of others. So Piban, when you hear the word influence, what do you think of?
I think actually it's linked to the leadership a little bit, because I believe that most of the leaders, they would be able to influence other people as well. And by influence other people, I think there are for me, there are two skills that it needs to be with the leaders to be able to influence others. The first one, they need to be able to listen. Okay, when they listen enough, and definitely everything will solve, once they listen. And another thing is consequence. I think the word consequence is really, go into all the influence as well, because being consequence means that you give everyone equal, you treat everyone equal. Okay, and by doing that, it could, once you feel like you are giving the fairness, you've been influenced, by those, automatically,
Right.
So I think it's mixing, it's really relating to each other by, for
So
me,
very much
relating
related
sort of
to being a successful entrepreneur, right? Being successful in entrepreneurship, being able to influence and motivate those working with you. I don't like using the word working for you, because I think entrepreneurs, if you're a true entrepreneur, you'll see your employees as equals, as you mentioned there, right? So by treating them like equals, it shows that you value them, and through that you influence them. And I think that's a very important word that's associated with today's session when it comes to entrepreneurial spirit.
Right, and the thing that come into my mind when we're talking about influence is one of a very modern occupation for the new generation nowadays. Is it an influencer, right?
Yes, true.
Influencer. We
Too many of them
found
at the moment, to be honest. Too many of them at the moment.
Right, and most of our students who are in the next generation, they dream to be the influencer.
They really do. That's very true.
Yeah, they try to create a very very interesting idea into YouTube or whatever social media.
TikTok now specifically, right? TikTok has taken over. Not that
Right.
I've ever been on it, but I've seen many of these the new generations coming into university now, the 18, 19, 20-year-olds are obsessed with that application and obsessed with becoming popular and being an influence on that application, which is not necessarily very healthy. I think it's quite unhealthy actually for them to be the majority of them to be wanting to become that. So it's something that's also an issue that might need to be addressed in the future, because students that are so obsessed with influencers and social media end up having really bad mental problems in the future because of their obsession with it.
Right.
Yes. All right. I got a little bit dark, but it's very much applicable to what we're discussing right now. All right. So next one, we have self-development. A very strong word, self-development. The process in which a person grows or changes and becomes more advanced through their own efforts. So Janana, self-development. This is something that you're quite familiar with, correct?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with. Because I probably refer to what that game brought up about the Maslow hierarchy just now. Because when he mentioned about the Maslow, I'm thinking of the top of the pyramid is self-actualization needs. So that's the part that everybody have to work towards it if it's possible. That would be the point where the Maslow actually point out about how the humans having the layers of the needs starting from the bottom of physical, this kind of thing. So when it comes to about the self-development myself, I always think that what's my goal, what's my objective, what I want, so what's my self-actualization, then I have to develop myself according to that. Yeah, I have to go according to my goal, my actualization.
It's also worth noticing that human beings, we should always try and develop ourselves, because once you stop trying, then you're gonna end up stagnating, getting stuck in one position your whole life, and then you end up being quite unhappy because of that. So self-development is very important to human beings specifically, because we're constantly growing, right? No matter what age you are, you're constantly growing. Therefore, self-development is extremely important.
On top of that is that for some people might change, they might change their mind. That is why sometimes some people, they just like confuse themselves and they cannot walk towards their goal. So it costs them like a slow growing because they still like confused what they want. This kind of thing. So if you want to set like what you want to do for self-development, you have to make sure you have a like really straight mind and have a determined in what you want to do. That's what about yourself.
100% correct. I think the sentence that I have here is quite applicable in terms of business. I mentioned that those who achieve success in business are constantly focused on self-development and are proactive in learning new things. Those entrepreneurs that are constantly succeeding are the ones that realize that they need to adapt, they need to develop, they need to learn new things according to trends, according to how the world is changing and so forth. So just to add in another sentence that is related to business. All right. Next, and the final word that we have today is creativity. Creativity, the ability to produce original and unusual ideas or to make something new or imaginative. So Ajahn Game, creativity, this is something that you apply pretty much to your job every day, isn't it?
Yeah, as a director of Global Affairs and Corporate Communication Center for PSU, we need a person or a staff who have a creativity and who have a creative mind, and in marketing too, because as I said, I think I can refer to my previous statement that we're talking about. If we want to make differentiation among the players or among other company in the business, so we need to think creatively, right? Actually, creative, it doesn't mean just only like you think about the weird thing or the strange thing, but something that quite normal, but usually the gaps in the people life that we can solve the people problems. So I think that those can be creativity too. And in every business sector, in every company, we need to have a creativity. So a very popular course in marketing and in general management for now, we quite prefer our staff or our students to learn about creative thinking, right? How to think creatively, right? So that's gonna be a very important nowadays.
I totally agree, and I can actually confirm that Piken is the one that have a very creative idea. He's always come up with the new things, new idea that everyone's like, wow, how can you think? So just want to ask you a little bit.
You.
I mean, yeah, when you feel like you're thinking, I mean, something need to be like creative, it's automatically come out on your mind, or it's you practicing, or how you do it with this quality?
For me, most of creative idea gonna come when I like relax or sometimes if too stressed, I have so many stress, is gonna make us like to think something that to lowering our pressure. So creativity things gonna occur at that time. And for me, I think we follow the rules, but we know that we can play with the rules. Follow the rules, that doesn't mean you agree with the rules, but you're gonna ask yourself, if the rules say like this, that like they're gonna limitation, so how we can play with these rules and make something that better but still in the rules. I'm not sure that you understand.
It makes completely sense to me. Sometimes you have restrictions, yeah. But that's just once again shows that sets up what people that are creative apart from others. They are able to work with these restrictions and still come up with creative ideas, still come up with creative solutions to problems. So as a creative person, you're supposed to be able to work with these restrictions, as you just mentioned. Right. All right, good. Some really good discussions so far today. And that is it for our session. I think we covered all of the words. The 5 words that we looked at were motivation, leadership, influence, self-development, and creativity. Thank you very much for to all the Ajahns in the session for contributing as well as you did. And that is it for the English vocab and phrases section.
Vocabulary list.
สวัสดีครับ everyone, and welcome back to Biz Talk with อาจารย์เกมนะครับ Today we have a special, very special guest again นะครับ She is the big coach, okay, again the big coach from the OSMEP or the Office of SME Promotion of Thailand that already work as a coach for SME more than 5 years นะครับ and this is still in the same series ครับ the SME series. Today we introduce you with อาจารย์บามครับ I guess the first thing that we need อาจารย์บาม to introduce yourself first in detail ครับ
Okay ค่ะ well my name is Kunlagan Mewes, and actually Mewes it's German, okay. so yeah, I have a German husband, yeah. So with detail, a little bit detail, I'm actually teaching basically in human resource management, and also teaching on a little bit about psychology and also entrepreneurial spirit, which is what I'm actually sharing with you today. It's all linked about, So, I have 2 kids. That's it.
Okay. 2 very cute kids. Okay, very cute kids. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ajahn Bam, the first question is from your coaching experience. What is the key success factor for SME in your opinion?
Well, yeah. Okay. I believe that there are so many key factors that could help SME to reach their goals and become the star as they reach. Well, besides strategic planning, they would have a good planning, management capacity, innovation, networking, financing. But one key success factors that I am interested in this, and I find it very interesting, and I would like to share with you today. Since actually my background is in human resource, okay, the theme of mindset of people is somehow very important. So the key word today that I want to share with you is entrepreneurial spirit.
Is a ghost?
Yeah.
Is a ghost? Is spirit? Is a ghost?
Yeah,
so
that's what I
die first, and to be the ghost with a spirit. Is it?
Yeah, no. That's right. You see how creative
so sorry
is.
that interrupt you. Okay, so
Anyway.
Okay, that is a very interesting word. Okay, so what entrepreneurial spirit means? What does it mean?
Before we start sharing about entrepreneurial spirit, okay? Well, since this semester I'm responsible for teaching for BBA program, psychology and entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, since you guys know that BBA already upgrade the program, so now it's called BBA in management and entrepreneurship, right? So definitely all the subjects they put the entrepreneur, everything which is linked to entrepreneurship. Okay, and one of the subjects that I actually responsible for it's psychology and entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, so that is how I kind of get to search more and look through all the knowledge and the stuff which is linked to this. Anyway, when you actually ask about entrepreneurial spirit, we think a little bit about ourselves. Okay, if I ask you guys to think about your own spirit, so can you actually describe yourself into 3 words, which is talk about the human spirit of your own, right? For example, for me, I would say my human spirit would including having a sense of humor. This is what I think, myself. And I think I'm passionate enough to do something, and also creativity. So what about you guys? If you think about your own spirit.
For me, I think of my own spirit. Okay, handsome, fat, and bold.
Okay. Okay, right.
Just joking. Okay.
Is that related to spirit?
Okay, right. That's the spirit.
So, okay, what about Ajahn Nana and Ajahn Arno?
Arno first, please.
This is tough. I haven't done a self-analysis in quite some time. I'd say motivated, constantly wanting to learn new things constantly, and also striving for better every day. I'll say those 3. If I had to think on the spot right now, I'll have to think about it a little bit more, but yeah, those are the 3.
For me, I'm a patient person, very patient with the tough situation. However, still have the breakdown sometimes, but still patient. And I like to learn new things all the time. Never stop, because I always empty my cups. And very, very determined person, goal-oriented. Yeah, that's me.
Good. So basically, I think everyone, for 3 of you, you actually have the entrepreneurial spirit. And I think what PM said is actually, for fun. But in reality, he's very creative. He's passionate enough also, So entrepreneurial spirit, actually, in a way that I could make it easy and to make it, understanding for the listener. It would be all about the mindset, okay? People with an entrepreneurial spirit, they basically are proactive. they like to learn new things ค่ะ Tanana. So you got into they like to achieve their dreams. They don't sit back and rely on other people to complete the job. Okay, so instead they look for the opportunities. They're searching for things. They're asking. They chasing for their success. They put everything in order in work, and they know what they want. Okay, I mean So I actually think that everyone's got this quality. It's just if you finding it or how you actually dragging it and digging it out to enough. That's what I think. That is how it's mean.
Okay, so from our conversation, I think that from the previous conversation, we just try to think of ourselves, but how do we know that those things or those characters is the entrepreneurial spirit? Do they have any measurement or tools that can measure our entrepreneurial spirit, or how do we know that we have it exactly?
It is pretty hard. Since I believe that the entrepreneurial spirit it's not something that we are born with. It's something that we use experience to be the checklist. Okay. So anyway, that is some checklist.
Okay.
It's of the behavior or the feeling or the way that you are acting. There could be some checklist you can actually check.
The characteristics survey that we use for Idea to Entrepreneurship is a good tool to use in order to find whether you actually have the necessary characteristics and the necessary competencies to become an entrepreneur. I 100% believe that not everyone can become entrepreneurs. This is something that it's a specific type of person is actually able to become one. Some people just are really not interested in becoming one. So yeah, no, it's a good point, very good point that you're making, Bam.
So if we use those tools, in my opinion, sometimes we're gonna have a little bit bias with ourselves. For example, creativity, although we don't have, but we just say yes, we have. But I'm not sure that how we can lowering those bias from this measurement. And any suggestion?
Arno, you need to suggest this.
Or we can
eliminate the bias
from the third person. That's gonna be the way.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Based on our conversation, I think that if people just stick or judge themselves for those characteristics, they're quite easy to have a bias. For example, creativity, although you don't have, but you believe that you have, so you think it. Okay, but actually you don't have it. But we want we know that the result gonna finish with yes or no. So in order to lowering those bias and make the reliable result, do they have another ways to lowering these kinds of bias?
Well, my solution to that problem would probably be you'll have to talk to other people that actually knows this person, right? Yeah. Right. So a peer review, essentially, like getting other people to deliver their opinion on whether they agree with what this person is ticking on the form, right? So that would be my solution to the problem, is being able to actually talk to other people that know this person, and obviously in a very controlled environment where they are not with one another, in order to gain a better perspective whether this person has those characteristics or not, have those characteristics or not.
I see.
Yeah. And
okay,
I actually
yes, Ajahn Bam.
Okay, I actually think that I believe that we can build one. We can build the entrepreneurial spirit. I think
yes, that's my next question, Ajahn Bam, because I think that if from those measurements, from those activities, if we finally found that we don't have entrepreneurial spirit, how we can build it for ourselves if we want to have, how to build it?
Right. We have to make understanding a little bit that we know that we are mainly the entrepreneurial spirit is not something that we actually born with. We pick up on things. Some people pick up faster, some people pick up slower than the others, right? But anyway, well, as I said, everyone can develop this quality no matter where they live and where their occupation is. Okay, well, just thinking a little bit about the occupation, this is linked to ourselves. Okay, Ajahn, also linked to you and me. Well, when I think about the occupation that it lasts forever, you never quit it, which is being mommy, right? With being mommy, definitely. Well, every mom, we're not born with the mommy quality. We learn day by day through the kids. We build up our potential. We learn new things every day with them. We learn to solve the problems. With their behavior changing every day. But one thing that we never give up, because we never give up on them. We keep practicing. And if we look, parallel, with the having the, this behavior and also entrepreneurial spirit, it's like those qualities can build up, just like entrepreneurial spirit, where it grow eventually through your experience, through what you learn every day, okay, through the obstacle that you face, as long as you never give up, just like you never give up on your kids. So if you never give up on the business that you actually love, you've been through it for so many years, you dare to start something, you have a dream, and definitely you have to have a big dreamer, big enough, to go through. I believe that's how you can build your entrepreneurial spirit. Everyone have this quality. It just,
if you choose to want to have it, right? If you choose, really choose to actually motivate to do it, then yeah, sure, everything.
Right.
But there are some people that try and start businesses that just are not motivated at all, and they end up failing. But if you truly apply yourself and you truly work hard and you accept failure and you can work through that failure, then you'll definitely succeed eventually. There are multiple examples of this. Richard Branson being one of them. He failed multiple times. And eventually succeeded, and now he's a multi-billionaire. So no, that's I think what P-Bomb just mentioned is 100% true. If you really work hard on it and you really truly believe you can do it and it's your dream, then you will succeed.
Yeah, you can build your own entrepreneurial spirit. Definitely, it's probably in you, but you just have to light up the light. You have to feel. One word is positive. I believe that this is part of being having a very success, become entrepreneur who's success. You need to be positive enough to be able to push yourself out of something that you may not feel like it. But if you have a big dream, if you know that you can do it, why not? You can always do everything. That is an entrepreneurial spirit.
Wow, that's a very good and interesting idea that you share for today, Ajahn Bam. That quite for me, for me it quite surprised me, because I never heard for this word. I need to admit that I never heard this. This is my first time to hear about the entrepreneurial spirit. As I just playing as a joke that you no need to die first, you can have the entrepreneurial spirit. okay, and I think that in the conclusion, I think that from our conversation, we believe everyone, at least you have one or two dimensions of entrepreneurial characters, right? Like creativity, or you love to learn, or you passion, or you work hard. That's gonna be entrepreneurial spirit for all. So at least everyone gonna have one or two dimensions of this component, right? Okay, Ajahn Bam, thank you very much for sharing a very interesting information about the entrepreneurial spirit with us today. And I hope that we're gonna invite you again very soon. Okay, and if our audience prefer to meet Ajahn Bam, so you can come to FMS. Okay, and she is next to my door.
We are never.
To my door.
there's so much more to discuss when it comes to entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial spirit, that this is just the tip of the iceberg. And we look forward to having Piban back for the next session.
Right. So that's all for Peace Talk with Ajan Game today, crowd. See you again soon.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Ajan Game, Jan Arno, and special guest Ajan Bang. You guys out there hear us and also watching us right now. You are also see that how many coaches from SME that we have. Ajan Game brought such a great series of the speakers here. We really much appreciated that, and we hope that our next speaker will be such a wonderful one as well next time, right, Ajan Game?
Yeah, sure.
All right, great. So thank you so much, everyone, and stay safe. Come back with us and tune in with us again. PSU หัดใหญ่ to Global Business ค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you very much. สวัสดีครับ